Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 12th of April. Pakistan Defence Minister rules out alleged Indian spy immediate execution. Protests against Pakistan held in London over Gilgit Baltistan's provincial status. And Nepal's Madhesi Morcha decides to boycott upcoming local polls. And now for all the details. Pakistan Defence Minister Khwaja Mohammad Asif ruled out the immediate execution of the alleged Indian spy Kulbhushan Jadhav. He said 3 appellate forums are available to Jadhav under the law. Speaking in the Senate, Asif claimed that Jadhav had the right to move the Army's Court of Appeal against his conviction within 60 days, followed by submission of mercy pleas to the Pakistan Army Chief and the President. A military court found Jadhav guilty for espionage and subversive activities and sentenced him to death. India's Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj on Tuesday had issued a stern warning to Pakistan, stating that Islamabad should be wary of taking such an extreme step, as it could result in damaging the bilateral relations between the already hostile neighbours. Meanwhile, Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull on Tuesday announced the commissioning of an economic strategy to cement India as a key economic partner and help New Delhi and Canberra grow together.
Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, while addressing business leaders in commercial capital Mumbai on Tuesday, said that the economic strategy would help in identifying ways to boost economic ties between India and Australia. Despite conceding chances of an early breakthrough on a stalled bilateral trade deal, Turnbull urged business heads to work closely for the benefit of the two countries.
So I encourage all the businesses here and at home to seek more opportunities for us to travel in the same direction, helping and complementing one another as we do. Each of us does better and walks further when we walk together. Now is the time to begin.
After meeting Indian counterpart Narendra Modi in New Delhi on Monday, the Australian leader had said that the two had agreed to make a fresh push on a proposed bilateral comprehensive economic cooperation agreement. During joint talks, India and Australia have signed 6 pacts in different fields, including combating militancy, civil aviation, security, sports, health and medicine, and satellite navigation.
Moving on, Pakistan is planning to declare the illegally occupied region of Gilgit Baltistan as the 5th province, which borders Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Exiled Kashmiris recently held a demonstration in London to oppose Islamabad's move.
Exiled Kashmiris under the aegis of Jammu Kashmir National Independence Alliance or JKNIA held a demonstration outside the Pakistan High Commission in London to oppose Islamabad's move to make Gilgit Baltistan the country's 5th province. They also said that they were forwarding a memorandum to Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif condemning Islamabad's move. A committee headed by Pakistan Prime Minister's advisor on foreign affairs Sartaj Aziz had promised giving the status of a province to Gilgit Baltistan.
For last 70 years, Pakistan is illegally controlling the parts called Azad Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan. The people of Azad Kashmir and people of Gilgit Baltistan haven't been granted any sort of basic human rights.
The protesters also raised objections over the construction of various development projects associated with the CPEC and the posting of a large number of Pakistani and Chinese military personnel and secret agencies in Gilgit Baltistan.
इसका मेन मकसद जो तकसीम कश्मीर की साजिश की तरफ पाकिस्तान की जो मूव है उसके हवाले से हम तमाम दोस्तों ने मिलकर ये बात की है और हम कहना चाहते हैं कि गिलगित बल्तिस्तान जो फार्मर प्रिंसली स्टेट ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का हिस्सा है उसको किसी भी सूरत में हम तकसीम नहीं होने देंगे। कश्मीर की
The protesters criticized Pakistan's attempts to promote religious intolerance and alleged that Pakistan was settling its citizens in Gilgit Baltistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir to change the demography of these areas.
Lack of basic facilities has severely hampered development in the illegally occupied region of Gilgit Baltistan. Less number of internet providers, slow connectivity and persistent power cuts have deprived the region of good broadband services.
Broadband and internet services have become more of a necessity than a luxury in today's world. While Pakistan enjoys fast internet services and widespread broadband connections, in Gilgit Baltistan, the story is exactly the opposite. There is no electricity and no internet services. Locals allege that it is a deliberate attempt to keep journalists and local population in the dark, as poor broadband service means poor connectivity with the outside world.
जो मरकज़ी मीडिया के दफातर हैं और जो ज़िली सतह के जो बैरो ऑफिसेज़ हैं वहाँ पर बिजली के बहरान की वजह से पेशवाराना जो हमारे उमूर हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा मुतासिर होते हैं और कोई ऐसा अखबारी दफ्तर नहीं है, मीडिया हाउस नहीं है जिसको कोई स्पेशल बिजली दी जाती हो, तो जिसकी वजह से ज़ाती अखराजात मीडिया इदारे ख़ुद करते हैं, जनरेटर्स अरेंज करते हैं, अपने फ्यूल के वो अखराजात ख़ुद करते हैं.
The sole internet operator in the region is under the control of the Pakistani army. The services are not only expensive but have slow connectivity.
उसके साथ साथ फिर दूसरा बहुत बड़ा जो मसला है वो इंटरनेट का है. तो यहाँ पर एक मखसूस इदारा है जिसको ये इंटरनेट सर्विस की फराहमी की ज़िम्मेदारी दी गई है. प्राइवेट सेक्टर का कोई इदारा यहाँ पर नहीं है, ना उनसे आने दिया जाता है. तो जिस इदारे की ये ज़िम्मेदारी जिस इदारे को दी गई है उनका आलम यह है कि उन्होंने ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा कनेक्शंस जो है वो दिए हुए हैं. इंटरनेट की जो फैसिलिटी जितने लोगों को देनी चाहिए थी उससे 3 गुना 4 गुना ज़्यादा लोगों को कनेक्शंस दिए गए हैं, जिसकी वजह से सारिफीन को मुश्किलात का सामना करना पड़ता है.
Gilgit Baltistan, which was illegally occupied by Pakistan decades ago, has been suffering continued power cuts that also hampered internet services in the region.
In news from Nepal, Madhesi Morcha, an alliance of 7 Madhes-based parties, has decided to boycott the local level elections slated for May 14 and announce fresh protest. The move was made a day after Nepal government registered a new proposal at the Parliament Secretariat.
The Samyukt Loktantrik Madhesi Morcha or SLMM party opposed the new constitution amendment proposal, stating that it is even more regressive than the previous one, has decided to boycott the upcoming local level polls. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal-led government on Tuesday registered a new proposal at the Parliament Secretariat after withdrawing an earlier constitution amendment bill that was tabled in Parliament on January 8. The move was made to address the concerns of the Madhes-based parties before the local level elections. The new bill has retained the amendments on language and citizenship sought through the earlier proposal and has brought some changes in articles related to provincial boundary and National Assembly representation issues.
In what could be a new beginning and first of its kind experiment, a book cafe was unveiled in North Indian hill town of Shimla, which would be run by jail inmates.
Provincial Chief of Himachal Pradesh Province inaugurated the book cafe, which will be run by inmates of Shimla's Kaithu jail. The aim of the initiative is to give a second chance at life to the prisoners, so that they can get associated with the mainstream and lead a normal life by earning a livelihood. Authorities said the cafe will provide tourists a place to relax and enjoy the serene environment and scenic beauty of the hills, besides going through the best of the books, playing chess or guitar.
Such kind of open spaces were required, where people don't pay from their pocket. They can enjoy the environment, and in case they want to pay, they pay and buy coffee or snacks, and that's how it will sustain. So instead of handing over to big business entrepreneurs, we wanted large-scale inclusion also, because you know how prison is, and prisons happens to be our reform centers. So whether we are able to reform them or not is very important. I think that was something very important for us.
Besides cold drinks, Cookies, pizzas and biscuits will be part of the menu. The food will be prepared and served by the jail's inmates. 4 jail inmates have been selected to run the cafe and have undergone training to manage the place.
8 साल से सर प्रेजेंट में हूँ। अभी भी इसमें कैफ़े में हमारा सिलेक्शन हुआ है, तो कोशिश करेंगे अच्छे से अच्छा काम करके यहाँ पे, ताकि हम समाज के साथ जुड़ सकें।
The cafe that was funded by the Province Tourism Department was jointly built by the provincial government and the Prisons Department.
Models showcase the Spring-Summer Collection 2017 wearing Indian aesthetics with elements of modern style in India's fashion capital, Mumbai city. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Pakistan Defence Minister rules out alleged Indian spies' immediate execution. Protests against Pakistan held in London over Gilgit Baltistan's provincial status. And Nepal's Madhesi Morcha decides to boycott upcoming local polls. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.